Hey folks, it's the Wizard of Wizard of Mo Games, and today we're at the Wizard's Table. I've made some camera adjustments, upped it a little bit. You've got a few more artifacts here on the side, but it gave me a little bit more length on the table, so I've got more room for game coverage. Let me know in the comments what you think about it, but I think I got myself 3 or 4 more inches, so that should open me up for some larger games. Today I just wanted to jump on, first of all, to test the camera, and then secondly, talk about this little game here. I got this just a couple of days ago. My wife found it, got it for my anniversary, and any gamers out there know about Valeria. Valeria is this kingdom, and Daily Magic Games opened up this world, and there's probably 10 different games in the Valeria kingdom. All of them are different types of games, but most of them, for the most part, are either co-op or competitive, and then maybe at the end of the book throw in some sort of solo mode. I have Valeria Card Kingdoms and all the expansions for it, but this particular little game came out. There was 3 games they released at once on Kickstarter, and it was a few years back, but this is Siege of Valeria, and this is the only one that was designed purely solo. There's no co-op mode, and there is no competitive mode. It's just you versus the game. There's also a campaign that came out with it. I haven't been unable to find it, but it basically allows you to increase the difficulty a little bit on the game for those that have played it often enough that they know how all the cards interact with each other. They added the campaign to basically make it 3 different battles with different bosses and mixes it up. So I'm just going to open this up today and show you what this is and sort of tell you what's going on with it. So Siege of Valeria. Apparently you are in the southern city of Valeria. By the way, this is a Valeria Card Kingdom mat, but I think it's pretty much going to play and use the same, even though these cards are square, they're still going to fit in here, and I'm going to be able to lay out this thing pretty much the same. But what we have in here today are a bunch of dice, and anyone that's played Card Kingdoms knows that there are basically combat dice, magic dice. In that game, there's gold and victory points. Well, in this game, you're basically, it's a castle defense. A solo, I say castle defense, turret defense. So this game comes with this little board in it, which is basically your home spot, which I can just set right there, sort of brand new. Comes with this, and these are the 5 turrets that you're defending. So it looks like we have some little magic tokens there, and some combat tokens there, and these are the damage that is done to the turret. They look like little flames. So I'm going to stick these here. I'm going to try something with this new camera thing. That's what we got. This is what this stuff looks like. And trying to get back out of it here. There we go. All right, sorry again, a few little camera glitches there, but we'll get it all done. And it looks like a stack of cards, square cards, and then some smaller cards here. So I'm gonna go ahead and just open these up. So I've watched a couple of playthroughs on this. It looks really interesting how it works, because there's a basically, you are being attacked in the southern city, and the troops are all elsewhere, So you're going to have to hold these people off. Monsters and siege engines. They have siege engines here. And then you have all of these troop cards. So you're going to set these up in a grid, and these siege engines are going to work their way down and try to get down to your turrets and put damage on them. And if they ever get 4 damage on any single turret, you're going to lose the game. That's just it. But there are ways to heal some of this damage back. But there's also card slots here, and that's what these guys are. These are champions, and whenever you destroy a siege engine, you get a champion, and you can play that in one of these slots. And they give you effects that you can either discard to use or flip it to use, and then it'll reset the next round, and you'll be able to reuse it again. But what's interesting about this is not only are you trying to take out those siege engines, is that you have these troops that are coming down at you as well. And when you defeat one of the troops, you take that card to your hand. And when it's in your hand, it has a special on the bottom that you can use and play the card to do something to help mitigate your dice or to move people around in the battlefield, because you're only allowed to attack people, the vanguard, the first row of people, or any siege engine that's in range. And so those siege engines have ranges on them. They're out of range when they're black, and when they have the yellow next to them, they're in range, and that goes against the row that they are in coming down at you. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm actually going to be 1 row short, so I can move this a little higher. And that's what we're looking at right there, is that there will be 5 rows coming down at you. And so siege engines will start in the first row, and then you'll have these columns where you have these guys set up in them, and they're going to, do the classic Space Invaders. They're going to work their way down towards you. And at the end of every round, for every card that is... I'm just sort of tossing these out here into a couple of different positions. And yeah, give me a second here. So you're going to toss a couple of these siege engines away. And what you have to do to win the game is to destroy 13 of them. But you only have 7 turns to do it. And that turn is going to be based upon these troops. So you'll have a deck of these, and you're going to take 2 of these to your hand to begin with, and then you're going to get rid of 2 of them from the game, and then you're going to put them in a pile, and these things are going to replenish in between each round. Same thing goes for these siege engines. You're going to get rid of 5 of them from the game. You're going to remove them, and then the rest of them are going to go in a stack, and you're going to try to defeat 13 of them. There are also some events that you can use, or that will happen each turn. Some of them not good, most of them not good, a few decent ones that can help you out. And then you have these little champion cards that you can use. So when you start the game, you're going to be able to roll 5 combat dice, and the rest of these will stay over here out of play. And there are certain cards here that are going to allow you to add more dice into your pool so that you're rolling more as the game goes on. So as a turn, you would roll these dice, and combat will go against combat. Magic will go against magic. But in combat, magic can be used to supplement. But you would have to have at least 1 red combat to be able to supplement with magic. And that's sort of the same thing in Valeria, where you could use the magic to supplement your combat. So, for example, with this, I've got 3 5s, a 4, and a 1. I could spend this 4 on this gargoyle, and this would kill this gargoyle, and this would get discarded. So these are my active pool. These are my discarded dice. Now this card says attack any non-front card. Well, the front cards are the cards that are closest to your turrets here. So the Vanguard is the first row, but this one would now could be considered a front card. Well, this one says I could attack any non-front card. So if I discarded this, I could look out there and say, well, you know, I'd really like to get rid of one of these siege engines. It looks like this one here is going to do some damage. I could put 15 on that, and I could defeat that siege engine. So I would discard this card, and then I would discard the siege engine, and I have now completed one of the 13 that I need. And since I defeated the siege engine, I get to draw one of these champions. And it says I can flip this card to add 1 or subtract 1 to any red die. And this does allow you to roll 1s down to 6s and 6 over to 1s if you needed to do so. So I would do that, and I'm going to roll this down to a 6. So it has been used this turn. At the beginning of next round, this thing would flip back up. Now, you see that there are 3 of these little, the little flame marks here. 2 of them overlap the card. If you ever get one in the 3rd position where a card would be, it will destroy the card that's in that spot. Or if you had 3 on there, you wouldn't be able to play a card into that spot. But you choose which row where you want it to go. So I have done that. I still have dice left. So I'm looking to see what else I can do. That would be overkill. This would be overkill, but there are some of these that allow you to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and spend these to take this card. And this one allows me to double the value of a die. This one allows me to gain and roll 1 blue die. So I would discard this, I would add this to my pool, roll it, and now it's permanently part of my pool. And then also gain another champion. So this one says I can flip it to add 1 or plus 1 to a blue die. Well, that's pretty cool. Let's put it down here. So let's go ahead, and I don't see anything that I can take out for just blue. Well, if you have dice left over, you can spend those dice to remove damage. Per one die, 1 damage. So if you get rid of them, you remove damage. Anyway, this is just, I wanted to open this up, show it to you, give you a general gist of how it works, because I plan on doing a solo playthrough on this. Oh, as for these tokens, there are some cards, events that will play that will actually put these little magic or strength tokens onto certain cards. That actually makes them that much harder to defeat. But there are also, if you take out a troop that has those on it and you gain them, you can use them to manipulate dice up and down based upon the tokens. You can spend those tokens to roll your dice over. So pretty cool, all kinds of little special effects. And it's an engine. Basically, it's a castle defense, but you have an engine full of cards and an engine full of champions to destroy these siege engines. And again, you got to defeat 13 of them. If ever any turret is gone, you lose. Whenever all of these guys run out, you lose. And that's basically it. Anyway, I'm the Wizard, Wizard of Mo Games. We're at the Wizard's table. Let me know about the new height here. It looks like I have a bigger spread of more things that I can put on the table, which is really cool. And we will have a solo game up soon on this. And again, it's been around for a while, but it's new to me, so it's going to be new to you. And until next time, keep gaming.